So if you saw the title of this video, you're probably thinking to yourself, this guy is crazy. What is he talking about? Isn't the principle, the more, the merrier? Well, that is true in most cases, the more, the merrier. But I'm going to explain something that I'm actually experiencing right now, which I don't like. Now, this will only apply to when you're playing worldwide open lobbies with the world or regional. If you're playing in a private room with friends, or if you're playing with the CPUs, then this is not going to apply at all. The problem is not really a problem. Actually, I would go to say it's not even a problem at all if you're playing with the CPUs or if you're playing with a friend's room. I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. The thing is also, you may say to yourself, why don't you just play CPUs, or why don't you play in a private friends room or a tournament? But the problem is sometimes you just don't got those options. Sometimes you don't have friends on, and we know how awful the CPUs are in the game. Even if you crank up the difficulty to the hardest difficulty in the game, sometimes you just want to play hours of Mario Kart but you don't have friends on and CPUs suck and tournaments just aren't cutting it. Then you pretty much are stuck with worldwide to get the optimal best experience you want to have for the game. And the problem I am experiencing is the fact that the game has 48 tracks. Let me explain more. Yes, 48 tracks, the more the merrier, correct. But the problem is with worldwides, when you're actually playing them, the problem is a lot of the time some tracks you will never ever play. Or at least in my case, I've put in lots of hours since release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and let me tell you, some tracks I'm not playing online and worldwide. I can name a couple I've never even played online, just due to the fact that 48 tracks are a lot. Not only is it a lot of tracks, the other problem is also the online infrastructure, the way they have it run, doesn't work too well. I wish they had a system in place to where every time you play a map, for instance, let's say, it takes it out of rotation so that you're not going to see it in rotation for an hour, or maybe better yet, it won't come back into rotation until you've played every single map in the game. You'll have to play every single map in the game before that one comes back up. I wish that was a thing in the game, because right now there's so many good tracks I love which I'm not playing. It seems like the RNG in the game when it comes to the online is not good enough. It's not random enough is what I'm saying. And it's really disappointing that I'm seeing a lot of the same tracks when in fact you would think that there's 48 tracks in the game. You have a lot of variety, but for me, I'm not seeing a lot of variety. And I know someone that came over and played the game with me, and they were like, why do I keep seeing the same tracks? Isn't this game have 48 tracks? Yes, it has 48 tracks, but most likely the RNG is just not that good online that you're not seeing them if you're playing worldwide. Now, there is something that the original Mario Kart 8 actually had that did kind of fix this issue somewhat. I wish it was in there in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I tried to look in the menu and I see nothing about it. I guess there's no point of having it now since the DLC already comes with the game when you buy the game. What am I talking about? Well, in the original Mario Kart 8, they actually had an option. If you bought the DLC, you can play the DLC or you can play with the original track. So it was either 32 or 48 tracks. You can actually choose which ones you want. So if you played 32, then you're only playing in a lobby with the base 32 tracks in the game. And if you clicked on 48 tracks, then you were playing with every single track, including the DLC tracks, which is 48. So I wish they would have actually brought that back. But I know Nintendo's like, there's no point of having that because DLC is included, so no one needs to choose what lobby. Because some people may have DLC, some people not, but that's not the case anymore. I really wish they would have brought that back, or better yet, just fix the whole lobbies in worldwide to where that you can't play a track until every track has been played online, or at least it takes it out of rotation for a long time, or just make the RNG of online a little bit better. That's what I'm experiencing. Now, like I said again, this won't be a problem if you're playing the CPUs or if you're playing in a private lobby or a tournament, because you can choose what maps you want to go to, and most likely you'll be able to play the tracks you want to. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.